pro tip is about pompano and how they hit. And as November is getting cooled down, we're really hoping the pompano schools are coming back through. So I don't want you to miss these fish when they come back to your area and when you're finally able to hook up on them. So here's something that you may not know about pompano, especially if you fish freshwater, if you fish inshore. I've spoken at other fishing groups, and the guys would come up to me after the meeting and say, hey, that one tip you gave me, I realized I probably had pompano on the line many times and I didn't even realize it, and I lost the fish because I didn't know this one thing that I'm getting ready to tell you about. So pompano are notorious for hitting, biting. They'll bite the float first, then they'll get on the bait, and then they will start swimming toward the shore. And I'm going to put a little video here of this baby pompano, underwater footage. This baby pompano hit on our Go Fish Cam, and it started swimming toward the shore. And this tiny little fish dragged 10 ounces, over 10 ounces of weight all the way up to the beach, and I caught up with it at the shoreline. Got a little tiny pompano. Check this out. This was pretty cool. This little guy comes in. It's hard to see, but he gets hooked up on that second line back there, that second hook. He actually started running toward the shore, and you'll see how small this thing is, and I'm shocked that he was able to pull the camera and a 5-ounce Sputnik all the way up into the wash. So by the time, and I pulled in part of the actual video from when I was fishing that day. I'm kind of letting this run because you just see, this is how far this little tiny pompano pulled all of the camera and the Sputnik and went right into shore. It's a good lesson to show you that pompano, they get hooked up and they will run toward the shore. That's why you see your line go slack. And now I've reeled it in and coming into the shore, and you can see that's not a big pompano at all. I think we might have a fish on it. Oh yeah, and it like swum all the way up to shore. This little baby pompano. So what that looks like is your line's gonna bend over and then it's gonna go slack because the fish is swimming toward you. So if you see your line slack and could be pompano in the area, you need to get to your line as soon as possible, pull it up, start reeling, keep that rod tip up, keep tension on the line, because, and if anything, I see a lot of people walk toward the shore when they're reeling fish in. No. You gotta walk backward. You gotta walk back. So you're pulling back and you're keeping that tension on the line. You're keeping that fish on the line because a lot of times when these pompano are hooked up, they are barely hooked. And so if you leave any spot of slack in the line after you've been reeling them in, after you've been pulling that hole and making it bigger, those fish are just gonna pop right off. And I've seen so many times people, the fish gets to the shoreline and people are not walking backwards, they lose the fish right in the wash. That is the easiest place to lose the fish, but the one thing that I want you to take away from this tip is if you see your line go slack, you get to that pole as soon as you can and start reeling all the slack up. Keep that tension on the line. Hold the tip up, don't drop it, because that is the #1 way I guarantee that you're losing pompano, is because you're not knowing how to reel them in and you're not recognizing when you have them on the line.